friends, this video review is for Heal Their Hearts by Highton-Stevenson. If you want to check out my review, I have just posted that. So if you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description below. And if you're on my blog, there's a link within the post. And this is the video review. So Heal Their Hearts by Highton-Stevenson. This was heartbreakingly beautiful. Georgia's life is turned completely upside down when her sister Aston and her husband die in a plane accident, leaving behind their 3 children. Suddenly, Georgia's responsible for her 2 nieces and her nephew, and she's trying to deal with her own grief while having to adapt to a completely unfamiliar way of life. Luckily, she has support from her parents, and she finds solace and support in Pippa, who is her new neighbour. This whole story broke my heart. It's really sad, and it was a great reminder that even when life has fallen apart and devastated you, there is always something hopeful awaiting. Georgia couldn't have even imagined the turn her life abruptly took. She handled it with courage, she handled it with strength. I admired how, despite what it meant for her, she carried out her sister's wishes. She took responsibility for the children. It was lovely she had that support from Pippa. And she then wasn't alone in grieving her loss, because Pippa here is not just grieving the loss of a neighbour. She is grieving the loss of her best friend, and she has her own emotional connections to complicate that situation. But she's always there when Georgia needs her, and that was really, really sweet. There was a great balance between Georgia's outgoing and daring personality and the person she was becoming now her life had changed. And that responsibility, it caused her to take a hard look at her lifestyle and assess whether she could compromise. And that meant she could remain in control of being cool and outgoing, and she just had a little bit more restraint now. And I loved that. She adapted. She didn't have a complete breakdown because her life had changed. She took it all on and she adapted. And I loved that. It meant that in the whole story there was this mix of steamier moments that were very cleverly balancing all these very, very emotional moments that had me crying my eyes out. Some of them, Claire has this ability just to get you right in the feels, and it totally happened every time. Each time I thought the worst was over, I thought there can't be any more. There'd be this pang of like emotional overwhelm at a moment, or something that was said, an event, a shared experience. And do you know what? It so expertly mimicked how grief does stuff in life. Just, you think you're okay, and literally it can be anything, and it just something like a switch in your head, and that's it. It hits you completely unexpectedly, and you've got to deal with it, but you're not always emotionally ready, and that's when it all comes pouring out. And that's exactly what happened in this story. It was another moving and heartbreaking story from Claire that builds on the emotional connection between the characters and the reader to deliver a really deep personal experience. And I really love this story, and I cannot recommend it enough. It was a great, great story, and I really, really enjoyed it, despite the fact it was really, really sad. But it was that perfect reminder that life goes on, and that you can find happiness, but you don't have to let go of the sadness. You can live with it, and it's all about having that support and connection and emotional support around you at all times to allow you to grieve and heal properly whilst remembering and cherishing memories. It had such a lovely sentiment. I really, really loved it. I really, really enjoyed it, and I hope you will too. So I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of Heal Their Hearts by Highton-Stevenson, which I really, really hope you will. If you've read Heal Their Hearts, I would love to know what you thought of it. So please do comment, please do share your thoughts on the story. And if you haven't read it yet, but you're planning to read it, it's on your to be read list, so you're now super intrigued and thinking, yes, I really want to read that, then please do share and let us know, because it's always great to find out what you're interested in reading. And if you do read it, I hope you have that emotional connection to the characters, and I hope you have that experience whilst reading it, but also enjoy every moment of it too. Bye!